Hey everybody, it is Wednesday and I have Rhonda here on the phone with us. It is spring break here, so I'm guessing a bunch of our teammates are out enjoying spring break. But what I want to chat about with you guys today, and I don't ever want you guys to feel overwhelmed. Instead, I want to take the posture of accountability and linking arms together that we're here for support. That there's been a few more options to open up to help support you in leadership. So I don't know where I was that I missed this. I guess I just missed it on Fuel to Achieve because I think we can all agree there's a lot of pages to keep track of. That apparently Lisa was doing some Monday night team calls and she just switched it now to Sunday nights. And so I do, for my group coaching calls, I have you guys on Wednesday, and then I do have another group coaching call at 7:30 on Sunday. But Lisa's team calls, and they're all team calls, are on Sunday nights at 7. Excuse me. So if you do want to ever tune in to her calls, and I'm in if you want to do all the calls, if you just want to do my calls, if you just want to do her calls, wherever you feel you're being fed, that's the important part. Like, we don't take this personally. We want to make sure you're getting the support that you need. So Lisa's calls now are going to be on Sundays at 7. I will continue my group coaching calls at 7:30. So what I personally am going to do is I am going to log into her calls and then log off and log in on my Zoom account to start my Sunday calls. And then Cyndi, most of us know, has been doing Monday night calls for a couple of years now. But then when corporate started doing their training calls on Monday nights, Cyndi stopped doing them. And on one of the last masterminds, we all talked about we miss seeing our team and having that team culture, seeing each other on Monday nights. So as of this past week, she's gone back to having Monday night calls. And that, if you ever go to ISA for Wealth, HHP ISA for Wealth, the pinned post at the top is always the link for her Monday night calls. And I got to look up the time, but it's either at 7 or 7:30. And most of you know, I live by alarms on my phone. So if you ever want to attend these meetings and you're thinking, oh, I'll never remember that, set an alarm on the phone. So Cyndi's calls are at 7:30 on Monday night. So again, I don't want you to feel overwhelmed, like, oh my gosh, I got your group coaching calls and I have Cyndi's calls and Lisa's calls. Pick what works for you, whether it's your schedule, whose calls you can, relate a little better to. If you want to do all of them, go for it. But I just wanted to let you know some additional support that we have going on right now. So on Cyndi's call Monday, and the cool thing is she does put up the recording. I don't know that Lisa does, but Cyndi does put up the recording. So even if it's something like Monday nights aren't good for you and you want to go back and watch the recordings, you can. But her topic this week was customer service. And she actually opened it up to a bunch of people asking for their opinion on customer service and ways to do the best, bring value to our clients. And then she also talked about a team challenge she's going to do. So first I'm going to tell you about the team challenge. Then I will share with you some of her customer service tips. So the team challenge started this past Monday, 2 days ago, March 25th, and is going until March 14th. And the reason it's March 14th is that's the Crystal Executive deadline for the Rapid Reset. And the winner is going to receive those AirPods, which are the wireless earbuds by Apple. Second prize is cash, and I don't remember the amount. And third prize is cash. It was either 75 and 50 or 50 and 25. But first prize is earbuds. Second prize is cash, second and third. And you get 1 point if you hold either a sip and sample or a virtual event. You get 2 points if you enroll a new team member. You get 5 points if you promote a consultant or rank advance. You get 15 points if you hit the Rapid Crystal Reset. So I'll say those again. You get 1 point for every sip and sample or virtual event in that time period. 2 points for every person you enroll. 5 points for promoting to consultant or rank advancing. And 15 points if you promote to the Rapid Crystal Reset. And then whoever has the largest points at the end obviously is going to win first, second, and third prize. So that started this week. And what I like about her challenge is that they're all action points we should be doing regularly anyway. So she's challenging us for things that kind of are in our normal routine. And I know that most of us on this group coaching call tend to do the Forever Pack, and Isogenesis is still not back. They're saying mid-April. But just remember, people are still getting results and getting excited with the shakes. I know, Rhonda, you've had that with some of your people already. We've seen it as well. So don't be surprised or don't be hesitant to enroll somebody on the 4 shakes, and just keep building that excitement for Isogenesis for when it comes back. And so that is Cyndi's challenge. And if you recall, Lisa has a challenge going right now through March. So this is the last week. It'll end Sunday. That for every Forever Pack that you enroll on, you go to her team page, the Fuel to Achieve, and you comment the name of that you enrolled somebody and their first 2 initials so that she can see them on reports. And then, gosh, she's giving away 3 bottles of Isogenesis once that comes back in stock. So hers is a drawing and Cyndi's is by points. So a couple fun challenges going on. And then here's the customer service tips. So again, Cyndi had it for some open forum, and Susan Wheeler started out saying, don't assume people see what we post. That there's, life is happening, spring break, like us, we're remodeling or repainting our house, people get busy. Just because we post something, and we're talking about customer service to our clients, so they're talking about posting on HHP or posting at a team page or posting on your timeline. Don't assume people see it. And they were giving the example of the shake release. That really give that customer service, call people, text people, leave a voice message. That we tend to get all wrapped up in our own heads thinking, oh, I don't want to bug them, or I've already posted it, they already know about it. Use multiple forums to contact people. And both Susan and Cyndi were talking about how there's studies and talks done about how it's actually easier and more worth your while to try and maintain a customer than try and get new customers. And Susan called it the catch and release versus catch and serve. That if you're not giving good customer service, it's just like fishing and catching and releasing. If you are giving good customer service, you're serving them. It's catch and serve. So I thought that was a really great analogy. So definitely be sure to use multiple modes to communicate within your team. And maybe it's worth a shout out asking them, what is the best way to be in contact with you? Some people prefer phone or Facebook message or a text. Find out what way they want to communicate and maybe make a note somewhere how you keep track of them. Anne Barante talked about don't ever be too busy. And you want to make sure that people feel good about what we do. And she gave the example is she went to a jewelry party and life happened. Her mom got cancer. She hadn't worn the jewelry that she bought until recently, and she went to wear it once and it broke. And she called the rep back who she bought it from, and it was a direct selling company. And the girl's like, oh, so sorry, too bad. And really gave her no customer service, wouldn't do anything about it. And she said, I would never want my customers to feel that way about me. We want to make sure this is a good experience for them, and to remember a lot of times this is a life-changing, not event, what's the word I'm looking for? Habits, life-changing habits, that it's a big ask to ask people to completely change what they've been doing, their norm for 20, 30, 40, 50 years. So just remember to be present, to be not too busy, to make time for them, to make them feel important part of your team. And then something she did that I've never thought of that I thought was really cute, and I just thought this may build upon the 3-way call, is she also sends them a little welcome card, a handwritten card in the mail after she enrolls somebody. And I thought that was a really sweet touch. That I want to remember that and start. That was my takeaway from the call of something new I wanted to start doing. Valerie Gerber said that this was a PK quote that she had learned, is 60% of success doesn't come from the box. It comes from the relationship of us, meaning how well are we coaching them? Now, I don't know that I agree with 60% because I do think they need to take more ownership in it. But I agree with the philosophy that, again, they've been doing their old bad habits for decades. So this is a big shift for them, and we need to come alongside them and see how we can support them. And Cyndi's quote was John Maxwell, and John talks about this in all of his books, is the way he wakes up every morning and closes his day is, who did I add value to today? That it's a successful day if he added value to somebody's life, whether it's a handwritten card or a phone call or a referral or sharing information with them. But he looks for, how can I add value to somebody today? And then Cyndi was asking about systems and staying organized. And I piped up and shared I shared both the old one and the new one. So the old one was the Vavra's new team member checklist spreadsheet that we used to use. And then Randy and I edited it to have the new one of the Forever Pack new team check member list. And those are both in the file cabinet. And so if you haven't seen them, and I'll double check, and if for some reason it's not in the Racing to Executive file cabinet, I will add that Forever Pack new team member checklist. And I know you can't see this, Rhonda, but I'm holding this up for the people watching on recording. So this is what it looks like. And I just have it literally on a cork board in the office next to me. And the categories are name and date they enrolled, who the enrolling sponsor is, welcome email, 3-way call, added to a team page, did the celebration 7-day follow-up, auto ship date, promoted to consultant, promoted to crystal manager. And then off to the side, we're writing like if they enrolled with 4 shakes versus the true Forever Pack. And so right now we have the 4 people on there. I think we're missing one because I think we actually have 5, but we have the 4 people on there so that we know when their auto ship was. We've done the 3-way call, we've done the celebration call, and it's just a good way to keep track, because I think we can all agree those first 30 days are really critical. And then the other thing I shared on Cyndi's call is, and you guys have heard me talk about this, is I think it's really important, especially for the people who become crickets, the ones who aren't on the team pages, the ones who aren't coming to the team meetings, the ones who we don't see or don't return our phone call, to do a once a month check-in. And so with next Monday being April 1st, for my memory jog, I always try and do it the first week of the month, is I will come up with a generic message. And I try and come with the assumptive posture, even though they're showing 0 BV, I don't want to ever shame them or guilt them. So I kind of do the, hey, I would love to hear what victories you're having. And if you don't have any victories and you're struggling out there, remember I'm here to help you through your struggles as well. And you can even get more personalized. And they talked about this Monday night of coming back to their why. Ann Barante had some really great verbiage about that. And so, maybe it's not coming up with a copy and paste of the same message. Maybe it's opening up your enrollment book if you saved their original enrollment sheets and you wrote down some notes like they've always had a bad relationship with food. They're tired of being stuck. They've tried 10 other programs. Like, maybe speak into them about where they were and say, remember, I want to help you have that good relationship with food. And my job as your coach is to partner with you so you're not bouncing around trying different programs. I would really like to have a conversation to see how I can help you next. But whatever that looks like for you, some type of customer service the first week of the month, or whatever your trigger date is. For me, it's the 1st. I think is really important. And we've actually had probably 5 to 10 people come back where they've been terminated and come back for a second round. And they said, we came back because you never gave up on us. So that was it as far as what Cyndi's call was for this past Monday. My question, Rhonda, is do you have any other customer service ideas, tips, things that are working well for you?
Wow, you covered a lot. Not off the top of my head. Those are all good tips.
I will highlight you, and one thing I think you do really well is that I will send a team newsletter, and you guys are welcome to send your own team newsletters, but you also don't have to reinvent the wheel. That Cyndi has a team newsletter that any team member can sign up for. So if you don't want to write a newsletter, you can always have them sign up for Cyndi's. But then I write a team newsletter, and when I send it, it goes to my personally enrolled. And what I've seen you do is you send your own personal message, which is usually 2 or 3 paragraphs of speaking into your team. And I get copied on it, and you send it out as a forward. And so I see what you've said to your team, and I see that you forwarded on to your team. So I want to applaud you on that, because that's really great leadership too, is you're saying, here, this is what's happening. You're getting your own spin on it and your own affirmation to your team on it. And you do that really well.
Oh, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, there's no need to reinvent the wheel.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah. So, any other customer service ideas you have?
I hate that I don't.
Okay, that's okay. And I would challenge you guys to think about 2 extremes. Think about somewhere you went where you had really great customer service. And I'll use the example of buying my new car. I have gotten messages almost weekly, either from the salesman or from what they call the car genius, who teaches you how to use all of the funky, cool electronics in the car, checking in to see how I'm liking my car. And I've only had the car like 5 weeks. And not probably every week, but I've had at least 3 messages from them. So almost an every other week kind of thing. And I don't know if it's automated or not, but it's a really nice, like, hey, they're still checking to see how I'm doing with my car. And the car genius, because I jokingly replied back, like, yeah, I still don't know how to use half the stuff on here. He's like, you can come in, and now that I can sit with you again for another hour and just teach you everything the car does. That's fantastic customer service.
Yes, that is great follow-up.
Versus thinking of somebody where you've bought something and you've put in, like Anne's situation, you've put in phone calls, they're not returning your phone call, they're taking forever to return your phone call, or they won't give you any customer service at all. And think about our clients, it's a 2%, 1 or 2% return rate with Isogenics. So we know these products work for almost everybody. It's really their commitment level at that point of how well they're going to stay on track. But you do have those people that are going to send product back. That make sure that we're sending the right message of, I'm so sorry this didn't work for you. It does work for a lot of people, but I'm here if you ever want to come back. If you ever want to use some of the other products like the essential oils or the skincare or the fitness amped line, we don't want to send them away like, oh, so sorry it didn't work for you. Something must be wrong with you. We don't want to guilt them. We don't want to shame them. We want them to have had a good experience, because even if it didn't work for them, they could be sending referrals to us. And I would end that conversation of, I'm so sorry it didn't work. We have these products if you want to come back. And, or if you ever send anybody to me, I do this, I will reward people who send me referrals. I usually do a flat $25. So it doesn't matter what system they enroll on. Now, typically that was coming out of PIBs with Forever Packs that would come out of my own money. But I think that pays in spades. Let's get the good word, because we know how quickly negative travels, but let's get those good referrals coming our way. So that would be the only other thing I would add on top of the customer service.
Good tip.
So awesome. Well, I'm going to encourage you guys to take Cyndi's challenge and plan either a virtual or a sip and sample in your home or an office or a location. And I also want to encourage you guys, especially you guys watching on the replay, if you want to buddy up with some people. And I know, like for you, Rhonda, maybe you want to buddy up with Sheila or Lita or some people locally. For us, we could buddy up with some people. Those who are watching and live locally, Amanda Campbell, who's one of my personally enrolled that lives in Woodstock, she is having a sip and sample this Sunday at 3 p.m. in Woodstock. And she is going to open that up to the whole team. I asked her to make a post about it. I have not gone back to see if she's done that or not yet. But if you have somebody you want to invite for this Sunday, it's Sunday at 3:00, and she's like on the south end of Woodstock, right off of Dean Street, so you don't have to go all the way into Woodstock. So, to me, that counts for one, for a sip and sample. That we got 3-4 weeks to do this. How many weeks till April 14th? 3 weeks to do this. So let's try and do at least one, if not two. I may throw together a virtual one between now and then, especially as we get a little bit closer to mid-April, knowing that Isogenesis should be coming back. And because I've done a couple sip and samples, I haven't done a virtual one in a long time. And I think for the virtual one, it's going to be even easier because I will play the Forever Pack video. Like, I think that's an important piece to play in the virtual event. I think I can grab it off of YouTube versus having to send them to it. And obviously we can cross borders and not be restricted by location if we do a virtual event as well. So stay tuned. I'll have to look at my calendar for that.
Sounds good.
All right. You guys all have a great day, and we will talk to you later then.
All right. Thanks, Jody.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.